Everyone, this is Esther from ShootZilla. Today I will show you how you create a workflow from scratch. So this is like a new user, empty, no shoots added yet. So we're gonna go straight to workflows, and here we are going to add a new workflow. We're gonna choose the shoot workflow because I'm gonna create a portrait workflow. The difference between a shoot and a product is basically within a shoot there are already 3 custom dates at which you can assign tasks: the inquiry date, the book date, and a shoot date. When you have a product workflow, you can use this, for example, when you have people ordering albums with you and you want to have that as a separate workflow from your shoot workflow. And then you will only have one date, the start date, the order date, and then you have tasks depending on that date. So here we're gonna add all our tasks. I already created on paper the main task that I want to do. And after that, I'm gonna enter in my email templates and then connect them to the tasks. So I have a portrait workflow. I don't do portraits anymore. But if I would do them right now, I would use a sales session for the client to order his prints and albums. So we're going to add that as well. Now, thanks for the inquiry is basically an email that I'm going to send out straight after they have inquired with me. And I usually call them, but if I can't reach them, I will send out this email. And even if I can reach out, I will use this email and change it a bit around to make it a confirmation of our call. After that, I will follow up. So if I have not been able to reach them and they have not replied to my email, then I will follow up because, yeah, it usually helps. I'm not gonna spam them every day. I will wait 2 days. And I will follow up again after 4 days. And these mindsets are basically groups of tasks. So when you have your task overview, you can group your tasks. These mindsets are basically groups of like-minded tasks. It's basically a category. So later on I will show you in my tasks overview that you can select all the tasks that are around this mindset. I want to chat. And then you can just send out all your emails, change them a bit, or make calls. And you are in the mindset that you want to connect with your clients. So it's easy to do all those tasks in one go. Now you also have the other tasks like I want to do something away from the computer. I feel creative. So you can batch them. So you're in the same mindset and it will save you time so you don't have to switch from one mindset to the other. So basically this one will be 4 days after. Now, when I've called them and they are like, yeah, great, I just want to book you. That's great. Then we send them a payment link plus the terms of the deal. This is an email that's pretty standard, so I don't want to think, I just want to send it out. And I want to do it on the day they say, yeah, I want to book you. After booking, I also want to check if they've actually paid me, and I want to send them a thank you. Same, I don't want to think, and my payment term is 14 days. And I will do that after the payment link has been sent out. So this task will actually only be active when you checked off the task to send the payment link. Then I want to check with them I'm gonna call them or send an invite, depending on how soon the shoot is after the inquiry date, for a brainstorm session on their prints. Since I am, my workflow is all about selling my prints and albums, so I want to have the customer in the mindset that he's actually going to order prints after the session. And so I have to prepare them, I have to get them in that mindset, and this will help. So during this brainstorm session, we will talk about where they want to put their prints in their house. Maybe they can send me a picture of where their couch is, or their bedroom, or the staircase, or wherever they want to put some images. Maybe they want an album. So depending on this call, I will send them some personalized information on everything I have to offer in terms of albums. Okay, when are we going to do this? We are going to do this about 2 weeks before the shoot. So that's a different one. Or I can do it, 4 days after the booking date. Doesn't have to be. So you can actually fine-tune your workflow and see whether it fits better as a deadline before the shoot or as a follow-up after another date. Now, and then I want to send them information on albums and prints. That's a pretty standard email, and I want to send that 5 days after the booking date. And then we go to the shoot, and here I want to send another email, what to expect email. I might personalize that, and I'm going to send that 1 week before the shoot date. And in this email, I usually tell them, they always have questions on what to wear, how to pose and all that stuff. So it's basically an email to comfort them and make sure they're not really worried about anything. And then we're going to send a reminder 1 day in advance. You can choose to maybe send it 2 days in advance and include any information on how to reach you, how to get to your place and all that stuff. Maybe 2 days is better in that case. If you just want to send a reminder without extra information, then 1 day is great. Then, of course, I want to prepare my bag. And this is something that's not behind my computer. And I want to do it 1 day before. And then during the shoot, I'm gonna set up appointments for the viewing. And I'm doing it during the shoot. And I think, of course, also the backup will happen after the shoot. I usually do it on the same day. On shoot date. And then I'm going to add a custom event because we've set up the appointment to do the sales session, the viewing. But we want to have tasks that are depending on that sales date, that viewing. We want to prepare our slideshow, prepare the order forms, all that stuff. Send them a reminder again. So we're going to add a custom event. And it will be the sales session, or let's call it a viewing session. And it's usually after the shoot, yeah. And then we're going to add tasks for that. So the first one will, of course, be culling the images. I want to have that ready 7 days before, so that we know that we are in time before the viewing session. wanna do the editing, of course, also. And creative work, create some album spreads and wall art, compositions for the viewing session. We can do that 5 days before the viewing session. And in this case, I put the culling and the editing and the creation of the album spreads as a deadline before the viewing session, because sometimes you did the shoot and they are going on holiday or whatever, so they can't make the viewing session earlier than 2 months later. So why hurry with culling and editing the images, right? You can do that later, and you can focus on other tasks that might have more urgency. And so it's really flexible. If you feel like you are doing your best culling and editing right after the shoot, then you should put them there. But if you're like, no, it's better for me to wait a little while, because then I'm more emotionally detached from the shoot and I can better judge the images, then put them before the viewing session. All right, then we have the viewing session. So we're gonna prepare the slideshow and the order forms, make sure there are drinks, etc. So we're gonna prepare for their appointment. And that's usually something that you can do away from the computer. And I'm gonna check that 1 day before. And then we are going to, during the session, they will put their orders on their order form. And after the session, I will process the order form. So I will order albums and prints with the vendors. Now that's something that's bringing in money. So I'll do these no matter what. And I'll do this straight after the viewing session. And then I will send them confirmation. I take payments during the sales session as well. So I don't have to collect any payments. I send them a confirmation of the order and next steps. So when will they be able to expect their deliveries? So 1 day after, this will be an email. I will check the delivery of the albums and the prints. And that depends on how long it will take. See if everything is on track, and if you have to, you can inform the client that it will be postponed or not, or that everything is on track, basically. And I usually make the vendors send it straight to their homes. But you can, if you want to have people pick the images up, the prints up with you, then you can add another custom event, make the appointment for when they will pick them up, and add a task to make a nice package from the prints and the albums, so they are ready for pickup. Now, and then there's the promotion part. So we're gonna add a task, so share wall art or album spread on social media. So we don't want to forget that. It's always nice to show. And we're gonna do that after they've ordered. So here you can maybe make that 3 days. And we're gonna blog the shoot. And we're going to do that also in 1 week after they have ordered. And we'll will add one final task. So we're going to check for a testimonial. We have already seen their response during the viewing session, so you know they are happy, you know they ordered stuff, so you're just gonna send it one day after, or you can also add it in your confirmation. I'd like to send a separate email, so I have only one call to action in an email and they can just click the link and do it. Maybe make it 3 days so they don't have, I'll make it 2 days after the ordering. So this is basically a very simple workflow, but with very important tasks that I don't want to forget. You can make it more enhanced by adding more detailed tasks, or you can make it even more simple by detracting some detailed tasks. So all up to you. Now it's time to put in the emails. So for that, I'm going to the email templates and I want to add some email templates. For example, I'm going to call this Esther's portrait workflow, and this will be thanks for inquiry. Thanks for your inquiry. It's very basic. And I already prepared my emails over here, so I can just copy paste them. Now, if you think the spacing is off, you can delete some. So it looks good for you. And you can make links. For all the URLs. Now you only have to do that once, and then you have this template and you can use it over and over again. I always include a call to action for them to reply, so you have to fill that in as soon as you send it out. All right, that's the first one. I'm just going to add a few. For example, the brainstorm email. Esther's portrait workflow. Brainstorm prints. Where do you want your images? This looks good. Sometimes you see some extra white space. With Shift and Enter, you can make smaller line breaks, so it looks nicer. So, all right. One more here. And one more here. So, now it looks more natural. And you can create the templates. Now you can quickly find them because of the prefix. And now we go back to workflows. Basically, you do that for all the emails that you want to send in your workflow. And you can just start with having a workflow without emails. And then whenever you're sending it from your regular email software, just copy it to the email templates and then connect it to your workflow. And then the next time all you have to do is click the little envelope icon and you can send it straight from ShootZilla in 2 clicks. So it will save you lots of time. All right, I had the answer inquiry over here, and that's this one. So now it's connected. And then there's the, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong workflow. I have to go to Esther's portrait workflow. All right, I'll show you this. So it will always be on top. You can go to reorder workflows and drag it to the top. And now it will always be on top. Thanks for inquiry. There you go. And information on brainstorm session. So and this is how you can connect more and more emails, so it will be simpler and simpler to send out the right email at the right time, and keeping your clients always in the loop and always up to date with what you're up to, so they don't have any concerns. So what does it look like? Hans wants to do a portrait. And it's going to quickly add him. And he wants it in next month. Ah, that's the book date. He wants it next month. And he is inquiring today. So now you immediately see that thanks for inquiry is due today, because I wanted to send it the same day as the inquiry comes in. And there's a little envelope icon that I can click. And when you go to the jobs overview, you also see there's this little icon. And you can click on it here as well. You can see it's still a lead because it's gray. As soon as it's a booked shoot, it will turn blue. And you click on the envelope icon and you'll see, hi Hans, and here's the nice email. And I can just send it out. Set up the email settings first, and you're all set up with your first workflow. Let me know if this was useful. If you want to know more, always happy to create more tutorials, and email me at esther@shootzilla.com if you have any questions. Bye!